The growing challenge is to, number one, get our young people motivated about getting an education. We have an economy that is failing to the degree that is part of the Detroit reality. Young people tend not to have hope in their abilities and talents, and that they can be successful. Jared Davis, principal, Jared W. Finney High School. Once I get here, I follow up with my secretary and make sure classes are covered and you get ready for the start of school. I'm usually up on the second floor hallway as they come up, greeting students, making sure they get to class. And it's a constant challenge for us because as much as we drive home the message that school starts at 7:55, we often have dozens of students who show up between 8:15 and 8:30. And the apathetic nature of their parents tends to resonate in their psyche. But that's just one of the challenges that we deal with every day. Our young people need to know from the top down that we care. Ultimately, as a high school principal, my goal is to maintain a clean, safe, and educationally sound learning environment to get as many of these young people into college, preferably free with scholarships, grants, and other opportunities as humanly possible.
But I also need to let you know that Mingo is really showing some growth, some real growth.
He's a mature young man.
He wants to go. I didn't know his mother lived in Florida. His mother lives 2 hours from Daytona Beach.
Well, he really wants to go to Bethune-Cookman.
Yes. So we called.
And he can play football.
Yes.
And
yes.
has good grades.
Yes. Yes. Yes to all of that. She was a
Mr.
friend.
Mingo, I heard some pretty good things about you growing up, and that you're trying to take advantage of one of those opportunities to go to Bethune-Cookman University. So we're gonna try and make that happen. A lot of us tend to get educated, leave the neighborhood, and never come back to help. And call myself a missionary, if you will. I wanted to come back and help, so that's why we're here. On some fronts, we're doing a great job. This year, our school had more young men, scholar-athlete football players, sign letters of intent than any school in the district. We also have 2 co-valedictorians, both male, who have received full-ride scholarships to the University of Michigan.
And another note, we're trying to get statements from each one of the student council kids that we're going to send on to Susan Taylor. She's going to assist us in setting up a mentor for each one of those kids. That's our start with that. He'll be a fantastic example, as Jacob will, as all those kids, Marcus, all those kids will, hopefully that will have a ripple effect.
It will.
We want to make sure that somebody's always got their back, even if they're off to college, somebody's always there who is a resource for them.
The exposure to all of these wonderful people who have come to Finney this year because of your help and Beyond Basics has done a lot to influence not only Javante but a lot of our young people because they've had an opportunity to see that people care, number one. Number two, those people who they see on television, they hear on the radio or read about in the newspaper have actually been here to this school. Susan Taylor, the mayor, Jack Lausman, and Josh Lakener, who came not only to speak to the young people but came offering opportunities for employment. It's very important.
So, and the mayor too.
Yes, twice.
Yes.
Even with all of the challenges that we have here on the far east side of Detroit, there are still a lot of things to be proud of. It's very difficult to get young people where they need to be because, simply put, we have 48 months to prepare a young person for the world of work, college, what have you. But they being the students, enter high school 36 to 48 months behind often reading on a 5th or 6th grade level, which means you sort of, the term we use around here is build the airplane as you're flying the airplane, because while you're trying to introduce young people to the high school graduation requirements and get them ready to achieve at grade level and above, you have to remediate and build those skills and those building blocks that somewhere along the line before getting to high school were lost in the educational process. The district is doing the best it can with the monies that are available. We've had a drastic, we being the district, had a drastic drop in enrollment across the years. Our district tends to lose 10,000 plus students a year. So I think the district is doing a good job in terms of maintaining with what it has to create some level of quality education across the board. However, there's a lot to be desired. Well, every student here at Finney has a book, but that set has to stay in the classroom, which of course limits the amount of homework a teacher can give, because in order to complete the assignments, you need to be able to take home a textbook. Not to blame anyone for how the monies are allocated, because at the end of the day, it's just not as much money to do the things that we need to do, because over the years we've lost students to politics. Every time leadership changes, the vision of the district changes. All of those changes of the guard, if you will, when you look at the classroom and you're not getting the result, I'm certain that if we were able to research it, the reason that a lot of schools don't achieve at high levels is because of the abrupt changes in leadership, and it trickles all the way down to the principal at the school. I just wish they would spend more time listening to school leadership, local school leadership, because a lot of times I feel like we're missing the mark with so many young people that it leaves you speechless.